So when I joined Southdown, I was a head of service at Worthing Homes, and in the 3 years I've been on the board, I've managed to progress into a chief executive role at another housing association. So I'd say what I learned on the board at Southdown has been hugely instrumental into the progress I've been able to achieve in my career. I've learned an absolutely huge amount, and particularly that's been around how an organisation is governed, and I guess what great governance looks like. So at Southdown, we've done a huge amount of work on that and what it means to be a really highly effective board, how we effectively manage risk, and how we drive great performance and governance in the organisation. So I think without that experience and learning, then there's probably very little chance I'd be in the position that I am in today. It's been intense at times, interesting, but ultimately it's been a really rewarding experience. I mean, I feel like I've learnt a huge amount from the whole variety of everything that a board does through, like I said, risk management, making sure the organisation is financially sound, but I guess ultimately around the delivery to our clients and tenants. So yeah, I mean, it's just been a fascinating experience, and I've got to meet some really great people along the way. One of the things that I've always been very grateful for to Southdown was the fact that I was given an opportunity to join the organisation as a board member. I've been applying for board member roles for a period of time, and hadn't even been offered an interview on the basis that I hadn't been on a board previously. So I was in that situation of how do I sort of get across the line. Southdown not only they entertained my application and gave me an interview, and then ultimately gave me that opportunity on the board, which has been a great experience and one I'm very grateful for. So I always associate Southdown with giving people an opportunity to progress in their lives, whether that be on the board, but also the tenants and clients that they serve. I think ultimately the board is there to serve tenants and clients, and it's very important that we don't lose sight of that, and we have them at the forefront of the decisions that we make. Since I've been on the board, a subcommittee has been set up that I sit on called the Service Quality Committee. So that has a more in-depth focus around the quality of the services that tenants get from Southdown, and making sure that they are of the highest quality. But also as a board, we try wherever possible that we are thinking about the impact on tenants and incorporating their voices into the decisions that we make. I think the board has evolved and come on leaps and bounds in recent years. We had a whole very wide-ranging governance review undertaken a couple of years ago. So yeah, that's really sort of formalised and strengthened how we operate, looking at our strengths that we will bring. It's a really good, diverse board, lots of people with different backgrounds and experiences. So I think when we come together, we're a really strong unit. And yeah, we're always making sure that we're making decisions that are best for the organisation and its clients. I mean, a chair is hugely important. Ultimately, they're almost like the most senior person associated with the organisation. They are in many ways the figurehead. They set the culture for the organisation. They set the strategic direction. So yeah, I mean, absolutely vital to the organisation, and also very important they have a great relationship with the chief executive, and that they're both aligned and doing what's best for the organisation. The impact that Southdown has on people is enormous. I mean, it serves so many people across the region, and the great thing about being on the board is playing a very small part in the success that Southdown has, and you can see it's making really tangible and huge differences to some of the most vulnerable people in society. So yeah, the impact it has is enormous, and obviously it's very rewarding just to play a very small part in that. The reason why what Southdown does is so important is because it's making such an amazing impact on people's lives, and often these are people who may have their own difficulties. They may have been let down by other agencies or statutory agencies, and Southdown plays a really unique and important part in these lives. It's looking after perhaps some of the most vulnerable people in society that many organisations just won't be able to support. So yeah, the impact it has is really quite amazing. Uh, Inspiring, amazing. Yeah, just a great place to be connected with.